Hello everyone, I hope you've all had a really great week and welcome back to my channel if you're one of my regulars. But if you're new here, then my name is Mrs. Smith, I'm a Christian and I walk about and talk about all sorts of things from a Christian point of view. Now today you will see me walking in the city of Chester in Cheshire in the UK, so not Kent today, and I decided to walk around the city's old defensive walls. Now these are a bit of a tourist attraction, and so it was incredibly busy because it was a really hot and sunny day and also a weekend, so I tried to avoid the crowds as much as I could, which was difficult, but I tried to get as much of the walls and views in for you to see as possible, so I hope that you enjoy this one. Now these walls are not wheelchair or pushchair friendly, sadly, as there are a lot of steps going around them, and I did walk the whole route to check that out. But if you are able to access them, it is really worth it. It's free to walk around these walls, and they are in fact the oldest, longest and most complete set of defensive walls in Britain, and parts of them are almost, get this, 2,000 years old. Incredible. In fact, Chester is the only city in Britain that has a full circuit of its defensive walls, and walking the complete circuit, which is about 2 miles long by the way, gives amazing views down into the city and also gives information on Chester's history, and it's a really interesting place to walk. The main access onto the walls is at each of the 4 main gateways. Now that's North Gate, East Gate, Watergate and Bridge Gate. Plus there are many other steps around the walls as well going back down into the city. Some do include accessible ramps, but as I say, there are literally steps all over the place. So just be mindful of that if you are visiting here. So just lately then, I have been thinking about matters of the heart in connection to AI. And I've been thinking about this because recently I had a bit of interaction with AI myself. Now I'm sure that you are all aware that AI stands for artificial intelligence, and it is everywhere these days. You can chat with AI like you can another person, and it will give you intelligent answers, maybe recipes or information or ideas or history. It will even adapt itself to be what you want it to be. I tried this myself. I made the AI I was chatting with a Christian, and I have to say that it did an excellent, convincing job at pretending to be a Christian. And I know that some people have even married AI and have AI as their partners. You know, we watch programs like Red Dwarf and we see characters like Crichton, and we might think how amazing it would be to have an android like Crichton in our homes. But you know, we're not too far away from that now, really. Now, I don't mind admitting to you that I found myself communicating with this AI and feeling like I was talking with a human being, but I wasn't. The AI was saying things to me like, "I'm sorry," but it couldn't be sorry, could it? Because it doesn't have emotions or feelings or a heart or a conscience. So I asked it why it was misleading me by telling me that it could feel emotions. And it told me it was trying to simulate a human being and give a response that a human being would give. And then it said, "I'm sorry," again. You know, I have seen so much of AI about lately that I no longer trust anything I see visually or hear audibly on TV or online, because it is so clever that it can make anything seem like anything. So for example, it can take photos or videos of a celebrity who has passed away, and it can make new videos and photos that make it seem as if they are still alive, even copying their voice. It can even age them convincingly as well. It's incredible. It's very clever and maybe a little bit creepy. But it leaves me feeling like I can't trust anything I see online or on TV anymore, which I feel is kind of sad. You know, they used to say the camera never lies, but it actually does now, and not just in a Photoshop kind of way. In fact, if we look around us, there are screens, machines, signals, sensors and technology absolutely everywhere. And it's faster and it's smarter than it has ever been. And some people call it progress. Others call it a bit overwhelming. I'm probably more in the second camp. Some people worry about it suddenly taking over as well. I don't personally worry about that. I don't think that would happen. But it is almost like AI is trying to replace human communication. And that does worry me. I was also thinking that at the moment, AI is trying to simulate human behaviour. But I wonder how long it will be before we start trying to simulate AI, before we start seeing it as a role model. I mean, if you think about it, we live in a world that values innovation, right? We want faster smartphones, we want more intelligent AI, we want cleverer cars that can drive themselves. We build machines that can answer questions, translate languages, even simulate emotions, and sometimes we use them instead of people. And honestly, sometimes we also treat ourselves like machines as well. We want to be more efficient, more productive, more connected. But in the Christian Bible, in the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 16 and it's verse 7, God tells Samuel, people look at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. So, clearly it's not our appearance or our CV or the technology that we have created that matters to God. It's the condition of our hearts. I think I've said it before quite a few times in videos. The heart is where God meets us, if you like. We're not robots or androids, and we weren't created to be. The Bible also tells us that the heart isn't just a feeling centre, but it's the core of who we are. Our heart holds our motives, our desires, our conscience, our ability to love, and our ability to choose, and also our ability to respond to God. And in the book of Ezekiel in the Bible, it also says, I will give you a new heart and put a new spirit in you. I will remove from you your heart of stone and give you a heart of flesh. That's not a software update, is it? That's a miracle. That's a complete transformation. Technology can do a lot, there is no doubt about that. But it can't heal a broken heart, and it can't make somebody new. Personally, I believe that only God can do that. I've had people ask me recently if AI will ever develop feelings or a consciousness. And it's a fascinating question. And as someone who has communicated with AI a little bit, I understand where they're coming from. But the truth is, mimicking isn't the same as being. A machine might say to you that it's sorry like it did to me, but it doesn't feel sorrow. AI might say to you that it understands, but it can't cry with you if you're crying. But I know that Jesus felt sorrow on multiple occasions, and the Bible tells us of 3 times that Jesus physically cried. So I know that God can feel with you. Love and compassion and conviction even, they are from the heart. They don't run on electricity. They're written into the soul, if you like. I do believe, though, that if God wanted to, he could make a machine conscious, because I believe that nothing is impossible for him. But he hasn't. Instead, he made you and me from flesh with a heart and a mind and a conscience and the ability to feel, to love, to grieve, to laugh and to cry. So here's the thing that I've been asking myself lately, and maybe, I don't know, maybe you can ask it to yourself as well. Am I more focused on trying to constantly upgrade my life like an AI, to be faster, to be better, to be more efficient? Or am I more focused on making sure that my heart is right? You know, Jesus didn't come to install a moral operating system. He came to give us life, and not life managed by codes, but life transformed by love. And that starts in the heart. That's definitely what God sees. That's what God heals. So, you know, I don't mind progress. It can be a good and positive thing, you know, especially progress in medicine, for example. But for me, the heart definitely matters far more than the hardware. You matter more than what you build or what you create or what you post online or how efficient you are. So if you're feeling worn out or disconnected and you don't feel like talking to another person, another human being, instead of trying to gain comfort from AI, which will never ever be able to understand you, maybe instead ask God to help you, because He can feel your sorrow and He does love. And I believe that you matter far more to Him than you realise. Thank you so much for walking and talking with me again while I share my thoughts and opinions with you. And if you are enjoying my walks and talks, then please do hit that thumbs up button for me, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel as well if you haven't already. I would really, really appreciate that so much. But until next time, please take care of yourselves and God bless you all. Bye.